Hello and welcome to this new video. My name is Miriam and I love everything about books. I love talking about books, I love reading books, I love collecting books. I even work in a bookshop and write books. So my whole life is like a whole bookish thing. As you might know, in 2021 I read 365 books. That was an amazing challenge and I'm actually going to film a video and where I talk about the 365 books I read. But I'm not uploading that video until I'm able to monetize that video. So if you're not a subscriber yet of my channel and you don't want to miss anything, then hit the subscribe button. And also give this video a like because you all know that really helps with the algorithm. In today's video I'm going to talk about my TBR, and that has to do with my 365 book challenge thing. Because to be honest, after I read the last book of the year, book 365, I hit an invisible wall. Reading was not fun anymore. Well, it was fun, but it felt so much more like a chore instead of something that was fun. While I was doing the challenge, I did not really suffer from that, but it came in January, so I had like this really long dragging reading slump. It's not like I did not read at all. I mean, I read 7 or 8 books a month, which is, for a lot of people, that's amazing and that's a lot, and I get that, but for me it was not good and I really did not enjoy reading. I still like to collect books, so I added books to my collection and I borrowed books from the library, and once I started working in a bookstore we got like these free copies of books that you can read so you can recommend the books to other people. So I started to bring those books home, and now I do have an amazing, incredible long TBR. Like, I think it has 60 books on it. I'm not going to show you all the books, don't worry. In today's video I'm going to do a summary TBR, so I'm talking about the books that I will be reading in the summer holidays. Well, for a lot of you the summer holidays are over, but for me that's not the case, because when this video comes up I'll be in Bratislava in Slovakia. One of my friends moved there in April, so I'm visiting her, so that's like a holiday for 7 days, and I'll be reading. Hopefully I'll be reading a lot because he's my podcast buddy and we talk about books a lot, so we'll probably read some books as well. And in September I'll be going on another holiday, so I'll be reading quite a bit over there yet. I'm not sure whether I will read the physical books that I'm going to show you, because I will bring my e-reader because that's not so heavy, but I will read these books. These have a summary vibe to me. I don't know whether they're really summary, but for me they have a summer vibe, so I'm just going to show you the books. The first book is not really a summary vibe, although the colors of the book are, well, they fit with summer. It's the book Live No Lies by John Comer. You probably know now that I'm a big fan of this author, and this is the last book that he published that I have not read yet, and I can't wait to get into this book. But this is a non-fiction book, and I do a special morning routine based on The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. Maybe I will tell you a bit more about that in the future. But in my morning routine I read a chapter or a paragraph, it depends how long the chapters are, of a non-fiction book, and this is going to be my next non-fiction book. I'm currently reading Atomic Habits, but probably when you see this video I've started this book. So that's for the non-fiction department. The next 2 books that I'm going to show you are also non-fiction books, but I know because I've read them before that they read like fiction and they're absolutely for the summer, so I'm going to reread them this summer. The Salt Bath and I'm not sure what the English title is. The Dutch is De Wilde Stilte. Yeah, The Wild Silence, so it's literal translation, and the covers are also the same, I believe, for the English editions. By Raina Wynn, and these books really make me want to go hiking, and they have a summery vibe, even though I'm not sure whether they take place in summer. I don't think they do actually. The next book, also going to be a reread, is a Dutch original, Onder de Sterren van Montpellier, Under the Stars of Montpellier in France, and this is a feel-good novel by an author who's not only Dutch like me, but she lives in the same village as I do. I've actually met her a few times in a bookstore, so that's awesome. And this is really a great feel-good story about a songwriter, and I can't remember everything, so I really have to reread it. But this was the first book by this author I read, and I was so happy that I discovered her books. So I can't wait to reread this one. This is actually a book that a friend of my mum found in a second-hand bookshop. She read it, gave it to my mum, and my mum gave it to me. And it's a translated book. The original title is The Heart Between Us, and it feels summery as well, and it's about a girl who got a heart transplant, and then she decided to do the bucket list of the girl whose heart she got. That's at least what the back of the text say, and I'm really curious about this book, and I'm going to dive into it very soon. So by the time you see this video, I've probably finished it. Let's hope so. The next book is also not really like a summary book, but it's a big book. I might actually put this one in my suitcase when I go on holiday, because I do like reading ebooks, but I also like to have a physical copy of a book with me. I borrowed this book from the mum of my boyfriend. It's the 5th book in the Seven Sisters series by Lucinda Riley. I'm not really into the series, but I've come so far and I do want to finish them, so I'll be reading this book this summer. Next is, well, this book is a free sample that we got in the bookstore, Mr. Peacock's Paradise? Is it the English title? Mr. Peacock's Possessions. I honestly don't know what the story is about, but the cover looks really nice, and like the Dutch translation, Paradise, that sort of gives me summer vibes, so therefore I'm going to read this book this summer as well. Another reread, My Not So Perfect Life by Sophie Kinsella. It's what I remember, it's about a camping site, so that's probably a good book to read now as well. I've looked up the original title, but I can't remember it. But this book has a holiday vibe to me. It reminds me of all the summer holidays we went to Austria. And this book is Raft of Stars is the original title, and to be honest, I haven't read what the book is about, but I'm just very curious about the story. The last book on my summer TBR is also a book that my boyfriend's mum gave to me. It's, I don't know the original title. Chateau of Secrets by Melanie Dobson. Well, my boyfriend's mum was reading this book and she said to me, this is an amazing book and you should read it too. And I saw the author, and she actually wrote several of my favorite books. I believe the original title is Memories of Glass, and that was one of my favorite reads of 2021, so I'm really curious about this one. I think this one is going to be amazing as well. This was my summer TBR. There are a lot more books on my TBR, so hopefully I will get to these in summer times. I actually made a deal with myself that I can't buy any more books until I've finished all these books. Not just these 10 books, but the 50 or 60 books I was talking about. And I'm not sure whether I will make it. On one hand, I do not have a lot of money to spend on books, so I should probably just first finish these books and then maybe buy some new books. But we'll see about that in the future. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and if you're curious what I think about one of these books, and let me know in a comment which books you'd like me to do a review about, because every month I post a video in which I review 3 books, and the reviews are usually about books that I recently read. So let me know in a comment which book it should be, and maybe you'll see it in a future video. If you're not a subscriber yet of my channel, please consider subscribing, and as always, happy reading.